recording. No.
There it is. There's my phone. All right. If all goes well, I can share my phone screen.
Good. All right. Test, test, test. All right. Hello, everybody in the world. Hello, everybody on YouTube. We're going to be starting our show here in just a sec. This is a Church Media Guys show. Today we are talking about the apps, services, apps, all that, apps that we just absolutely love and that we're using to get stuff done now. I've actually got 2 cameras I'm going to show you guys, which is really cool. It's cool if you're using your phone to shoot video, which a lot of us are.
But you should.
So you're going to dig. You're going to dig.
Sometime, sometime you're going to have to use your phone to do video.
Absolutely.
I mean, let's just call it what it is. You don't want to, but you're going to have to sometimes.
No, that's absolutely right. And if you're going to, then you might as well try to make it as
have the right
good
tools.
and proper and nice looking and have control. Let's see. Let me just double check that we're jamming over here. There we are. Good. Okay. Hey, so where are we? There we are. Let me switch back over to that camera. There we are. All right. So if you are watching us on YouTube, then you have a question, then by all means, please ask your question. Put a # question. Okay. So like literally put # and write the word question next to it. Okay. That's the tag that we're using in there. That helps Justin and I and the folks that are in there know that you're asking a question. As opposed to continuing a conversation and stuff. It lets us kind of get to your questions as quick as we can. And, of course, we're very thankful for Super Chats, and Super Chats are always welcome. And if you leave a Super Chat, the question may get answered quicker. So, just saying. Anyway, we're going to
We'll stop everything we're doing.
Yes. We will drop everything. You'll hear the sound of a record scratching, and then we'll answer your question. All right, so let's get jamming here. I'm going to get Facebook started. Kill L music. There we go. All right. Let's see. Justin, you want your visual?
Sure.
What is going to be Justin's? What is going to be? 2 ink things. There's your visual, Justin.
Okay.
2 big old ink cartridge packages. Oh, my nose is itching, dude. I'm going to be sitting there picking my nose the whole bloody time.
Gross.
Yeah, tell me about it. I'm sorry for y'all that are having to see that.
All this gets cut out like in 2 hours, so it's okay.
Yeah. All right. Oh, and I just went to the thing and I see myself doing that. That's gross.
Yeah.
Very professional. All right, here we go.
All right.
There's an app for this. There's an app for that. There's literally like an app for everything. So Justin and I are going to show you the apps that we're using today to get things done. And it all starts now. Okay. Here we go.
I'll do the intro.
Yeah, that's good. We'll do the Tonight Show thing. Hey, guys, welcome to another thrill-packed episode of the Church Media Guys Show, where we learn how to use and exploit media and technology so that we can take the gospel to the world. Be sure to subscribe and ring that bell if you want to know when we're going live and when we're putting new stuff up. With me, as always, is the lovely and talented Justin Nava. He's the co-founder of Church Training Academy with me. Good morning, sir.
What's going on, guys? Call me the pseudo co-founder because Dave started this on his own. I just came and helped make it better.
Yes. And we're waiting for that. No.
We're waiting for the results.
Apparently that will happen eventually.
It's still out there. We're still waiting.
Oh, hey, we want to.
Chris is already excited to see what we're doing.
Yes. Hey, Chris, how you doing in the Facebook chat? Everybody, if you have a question, whether it's in Facebook or on YouTube, be sure to put a # question, not a question mark. but like write the word question, but in front of it put a pound sign. You know, that's the hash mark. That's this thing, this right here, like that. Okay, so do that, and that'll help us identify your questions a lot quicker. Justin, talk to me about apps and things. Are you using anything? Are you doing anything? Have you found something that just makes I don't know, the world a lot happier place for you?
Absolutely, Dave. That's the topic of today. We're talking about the apps we use to get stuff done right now, stuff we're using in our media ministry. And let me tell you, my favorite app right now, Toy Story Mania Matching Madness.
What?
The fun little game. No, I'm kidding. No, that's not what we're talking about today.
Angry Birds, Plants vs. Zombies.
Angry Birds Church Edition.
Yes, exactly.
Shoot those members that you've always wanted to launch birds at.
Yeah, it's missionaries that you're.
No, you want me to go first? I had you going first, but
I can go first. I'm happy to go first.
Yeah, you go first because you got a couple more than I do.
All right.
And yeah, so you take it away.
Cool. I will be happy to do that. First off, I want to tell you, let me switch over there. There we are. Okay. All right. So a lot of us are using our phones. I mean, frankly, we use our phones for everything. And one of the things that a lot of people ask Justin and I in the hacks group, in everyday conversation, emails, all this sort of stuff, is like, what kind of camera do I need to get? What camera do we need to do vlogging? What camera do we need to live stream with? What camera do we need? I mean, right now I'm going to tell you there's a million different answers, and it all depends on the situation. But one situation that we all have is that we have a camera with us at all times. Most of us, unless you're like carrying around a flip phone. I really wouldn't call that a camera, even though it kind of is, but I wouldn't call that. So, Tommy, put away your flip phone. The phone that you have, if it's, 5 or 6 years old, at least, is going to have a really good camera on it. Now, depending on the software that you're running on it, you may not have a really good camera app to really take advantage of that camera. One that I like and have been using for a while, and I'm so thrilled, it has been for a long time, it has been iOS only, and it is now available on Android. I love it. It's called Filmic Pro. It costs $15, so get out your purse and pay $15 for it. It is worth it. It is so worth it. One of the things that it does is it gives you complete control. It gives you manual control of all sorts of stuff, of the frame rates, of the exposure, of the image quality, of the motion effects. I mean, you can go from 1 frame per second to 240 frames per second using Filmic. It's been around for quite a while. It was kind of the first app that really caught on, I guess, as a professional level app. When you're using that app, where'd it go? When you're using Filmic, you do have complete control. You can, instead of like auto brightness, or auto exposure, and every time you move it gets bright over here, and you get it, you hit somebody with a shadow, and all of a sudden everything behind them gets bright because they're properly exposed. You don't have to worry about that with Filmic. You're able to set the exposure. You're able to like adjust it as you need. You've got focus control. You've got zoom control. If you're zooming, I always tell people when you're using these phones, don't zoom because they really don't have optical zoom. There's not like mechanics happening in there that is going to, take this lens element and pull it back from this one or push it closer to this one. That's not happening in there. It's all digital. So I wouldn't ever do any of the zooming. But what happens is you have the control over the exposure, the focus, the white balance, all that sort of stuff, the frame rate, the shutter speed. Really cool. You can get some very professional results if you play with those settings and set them. And then when you like couple it with something like a lens, like this is just a wide angle lens with a macro attachment. You start having more filmic type of control. So instead of having a camera phone video, you can actually have something that can hold up. You could literally use your phone if you have 2 cameras. If you have back behind me there, I've got a Panasonic G7. So if you have like your Panasonic G4 or G7 or something, you use that as your primary camera, and then you need to get a secondary angle, then you could use your phone using Filmic and get that secondary or B-roll or second angle or wide shot or whatever you need to do. You can get that, and when you start mixing the two together, people aren't going to tell the difference if you are doing it right. Filmic helps you do that. It is really cool. I really, really like it. Have you used it, Justin, before?
Yes, I bought it. Boy, I want to say 1 to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely my go-to, especially when I'm having to do shots. I don't hear everything all the time, and I think a lot of our audience will understand that frustration when no one tells you there's going to be
What'd you say?
when no one tells you there's going to be a baptism on Sunday, or maybe they plan it like the day before and it just doesn't get to you for whatever reason. And so you're sitting in service, you're enjoying service, and it's like, all right, time for baptism. And you're like, oh man, I don't have my camera. And so the problem too is our lighting. I don't know if it's uneven, but it's got hot spots.
Sure, of course.
And the camera app, as much as I love it, and you can fix the exposure and all that, it just doesn't do what I need to do on the go. So really easy. I pull out my phone. I go into Filmic Pro, walk up there, set my settings and all that, and it looks beautiful. It looks wonderful. I'm using the iPhone XS, but I'm pretty sure anything over a 7 looks amazing.
Oh yeah, it does. I'm using
that's my go-to.
Mine. I'm using a Moto X4, and it's I bought it a year ago, I guess, and it was the 2017 model. It's got dual cameras. One of the things with the built-in Android camera the one that's built into the Android OS, one of the things I've noticed using it is that when I have it set for autofocus, and when you're doing run and gun stuff, sometimes you really need to just have autofocus or tap to focus or something. But even that tap to focus in the built-in Android camera app that's on the phone, boy, that focus just keeps rolling and rolling. So, yeah. I will be sitting there holding it and shooting somebody, and then it keeps doing that little thing like it's trying to grab. Then it grabs, and then it drops. And it's using contrast and edge detection and stuff like that, just like our other cameras do, but it's just not that good. But with Filmic, it makes it a lot easier. The auto actually works better, and then it means it when you're holding it, and then you just tap on that thing, it holds it there and it doesn't change it, and so you can like, as someone's moving around, if they move farther back in the frame or something, you just touch them, and it's great. It's worth $15, and I swear if I hear anybody going, oh, it's $15, I don't want to buy it, well, go home, stop doing stuff, you're not serious, go play with your dolls.
We were talking about that last night in the mastermind. People complaining they buy $700 phones but don't want to buy a $1 app.
Yeah, exactly.
It drives me nuts, and I understand where you're coming from. My dad's like that. A lot of the guys in our church are like that. But there's a disconnect there for me.
Yeah, you really don't want to accomplish. You really don't want to accomplish things. Agree. You just want to complain.
Chris is actually sitting on the other side of the fence. He's saying most of the time you don't need a fancy app. These apps just help you up your game if you don't have high end gear. And that's kind of the point here is if you don't have the high end gear, or for me, for me, it's my backup, right? I try to always have the camera on me. I try to always have the DSLR on me, but sometimes things just happen in the moment, and I want to have that control that Filmic gives me. Okay, so let me go into my app here. Mine's gonna be super boring.
Okay, good. To Dave. I have an exciting one that I'll do.
I gotta. It's gonna be super boring compared to this, but it's incredibly necessary. In the old days when you used to like get in the lunch line at college, or maybe you're going into a concert, remember those little clickers that they have that click? You see them all the time at sports events and stuff, right? Yeah, exactly. They're clicking, and basically it's so they don't have to keep a head count of how many people are coming in or whatever. I'm a very big fan of weekly attendance taking, right? Someone has to take the attendance at your church. You have to know how many people are sitting in your church for multiple reasons I won't go into, okay? But you just got to know how many people are attending, not to track growth or whatever impact. No, you're not tracking that stuff, but some things you just need to know how many butts are in your seat every week. I've talked with churches, and the answer of who's supposed to do the tracking varies wildly. Sometimes it's the pastor. I kind of just do a guesstimate while I'm preaching. Sometimes it's the deacon that's supposed to do it, but he's out sometimes. Stop all of that. Your weekly attendance just needs to be taken by whoever's in the media booth. It needs to be a checklist on their thing. Come in, turn computer on, start live stream, follow live stream. Pastor's preaching. All right, now let's take attendance. And it's not that hard. Your media team's there every week, and it's just part of their Sunday duty. Okay, and it's easy. They can already see everything. So I'm going to try to share my screen here, and if I do it right, you should be able to see my phone. Boom. Does that work? Can you see it, Dave?
Sorry, I was asleep.
Wake up.
I'm sorry.
Because
No,
this
yes,
is
we
so
see
necessary.
it. Yes. No, I'm
Okay,
just playing.
so this is called Counter Plus.
Oh, that's
it's available for iPhone and Android. And this is literally it, guys. It's just a counter. So you are in the booth and you say, okay, it's time to take attendance, and you're just gonna just start clicking. Like, okay, there's 5 people in that row, 4 people in that row, there's a family there, and you're just gonna keep clicking, and you're going to take attendance that way. Now, why do you do this instead of just, okay, 4, 9, 17, 23, 27? That gets tiring, and it's incredibly inaccurate. It's way more accurate if you let a machine do it for you. I mean, it really is. Dave, do me a favor, step aside, because I'm going to do a count of how many figurines you have. And unfortunately, I have to stop my share to do this, but I'm going to do a quick count here. So I'm just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I'll count those at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So I just counted you have 47 right now. I just counted you have 47 figurines, dude, that I can see on the Zoom screen.
Dude, that is awesome.
And this is such an easier way. Chris is just salty today. He had a salty breakfast. He's like, wow, Justin knows how to count. No, I don't. That's why I have an app for this.
Yeah. No, it's it's funny that you say that, because
accurate attendance if you use a clicker like this.
Absolutely. I've been trying to figure out. We have Dano at our church, is one of the youth fathers, and he stands there at the back of the sections, and I see him, and he's just in his head. He's counting haircuts, you know, and I'm sitting there going, how is he doing that? How is he keeping up? And he's been doing it for years and stuff. And he doesn't have a clicker, doesn't have anything like that. I'm going to show this to him. This is cool.
Yeah, and so you just sit there with the phone in your hand and you just click. Okay, and because we used to count it by sections. Like, okay, in this section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, 42 in this section, and you have to sit there, and then you got to do math afterwards. And yeah, I'm talking about making your life a minority significantly a little bit easier. But when you do it every week and you do it consistently like this, you're going to get more accurate results. Okay. And so that's just one app that I just have in my arsenal. Like, your media team needs to take attendance, and they just get a free clicker app, and it's just so much easier, guys. Just do it. So it's called Counter Plus.
I like it. Would you like to tell them about Church Training Academy?
Yeah, Church Training Academy.
I'll show them Church Training Academy.
You're looking at it. You're looking at it. Church Training Academy. It's a place where we want to teach you how to use technology and use it to your advantage in your media ministry and communicate your message. We say it a dozen different ways, but the end result is the same. We want to spread the gospel and spread your message to other people. One of the ways we do that is you're watching it right now. We have a YouTube channel and a Facebook channel primarily that we use to give out free content of things that we like and to use. And you're consuming that right now, obviously. What you may not know or may not understand that you need to know is that we have another program called the CTA Insiders. So right now you're an outsider, and if you want, you can go to churchtrainingacademy.com/join and see what exactly being an insider does. So this is like taking you from an audience participant. No, I'm really just an audience member in the stands in the crowd. And when you become an insider, we actually bring you on stage and we say, hey, you're part of our team now. What do you need? Okay. And you're going to tell us, oh, well, I have this obstacle. I have this budget. I don't have this budget. I have this weird error. I have this audio not working. And we're going to work with you to fix your issues. A couple ways we do that. Number one, we have training on video, audio, lighting, communication stuff. That's the stuff that I throw in there. And then every 2 weeks, we meet with you in person.
Okay, and our first module,
face-to-face in a Zoom meeting where we'll actually work with you through your situation. So as you have a project, we don't just say, do this, and then we're out. Well, we'll never talk again. No, we follow along with you. And then we can also check in with you every day in our Facebook group. So you meet with us every 2 weeks in person, face-to-face through Zoom, right? It's still technically face-to-face, just not like physically in person. But and then you get our training to get yourself started if you want to do it, be a self-starter. And then you have the Facebook group where we can check in every day and say, hey, I'm here. Here's some pictures of my setup. And we'll come in and be like, hey, okay, so this wiring doesn't look right. This camera model doesn't look right. This setting doesn't look right. We're going to work with you. So it's that next level step. So a lot of people are asking this week, hey guys, can you look at my live stream? Can you look at my setup and help us? Yes, we can when you become a CTA insider, because this is how we can support our families and dedicate this extra time. If you want to be an audience member, that's fine. Be an audience member. We'll always be here for you. But if you want to actually take that next step and actually cause some action and change in your church for your ministry, CTA Insiders. And you can see here, like Neil shares, he got a new camera and he's reviewing it. And anyone that's looking for a new camera, either now or in the future, they can find his review and actually get a GH5 review from someone who's using it in ministry, not someone who's using it for a YouTube channel or for recording cooking videos. No, it's for someone using it in ministry. So churchtrainingacademy.com/join.
Good deal. Yeah, y'all really need to join. It's really cool. We did a mastermind last night, and just another round of good questions and answers and stuff. It's good. We do that every 2 weeks. A lot of fun. Hey, I've got another thrill-packed one. It's not a counter. It's not that thrilling. It's but it's just as productive.
It's boring, but it's so necessary.
No, but you know what? And that's the thing.
Using all those brain cells, save them for something else.
That is a killer app, and the reason it's a killer app is because it solves a problem. What is the problem? Losing count. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Someone not being able to pay attention to the sermon because they got to go around and count, and then they're like, was it 47, 48? I have my eyes blurred. When your eyes blur, all you need to do is kind of go back to the beginning of the row and count it up. That is a killer app, and I'm showing it to like Dano and his team, that do the attendance and stuff. It's brilliant. But I'm going to show you one that's probably a little bit less flashy, I guess, than the counter. It's another camera. And I've been using it. I actually use it as my shooter. The actual I like replace the icon, on the thing instead of using the built-in camera for taking pictures or video on my Android phone. It's available on both platforms. It's called Moment, and it's cool. It's the one that gives you all the controls that you need for photography, for video. You got full manual, as you can see. Full manual for your exposure, your ISO, your shutter speed, focus, white balance, all that. One of the things I really like, dude, right here, RAW files. You can shoot in RAW on your phone. Now,
what?
Yes. Now, look, let me pop back over here. If you guys don't know what RAW is, when we shoot phones, I can't say the words. When we shoot photos with our cameras, okay, whether it's on our phones or whether it's, a GH5 or a Canon or whatever, we're all shooting JPEGs, okay? What is a JPEG? It's a compressed image. So your phone, your camera, all of that sees what's going on out there and identifies, these are greens, these are reds, these are blues, all this sort of stuff. It takes that picture and then it says, all right, let's make the contrast like this, and let's go ahead and how we think that this is going to make a really nice picture for them. So let's saturate it here, let's brighten it here, let's do all the sorts, and give the person who just hit the shutter something that they can use. That is what happens. Even when you're doing manual settings and stuff like that, it's still doing some of that work and computing in the background, and it gives you a JPEG. Now that JPEG could be, a 5 megabyte JPEG or something. It could be really large and all that sort of stuff, but it's still a compressed image. When you're shooting RAW, what happens is that the sensor is exposed to what's coming in through the lens, and it just records it all. All that data always gets recorded anyway, but when you're doing JPEGs, what it does is it kind of does the developing for you and gives you, here's something you'll like. When you're shooting RAW, it just takes all that data and writes it to a file. And then you can take it into something like Lightroom and go through the developing process. Is it overexposed in this area? Okay, I'm going to re-expose it and bring that exposure down. Is it underexposed? Is it really dark over here? Well, I'm going to expose it properly because I made a mistake when I was shooting, and I'm fixing it here. It is really cool. And you can do that using Moment. Now, you've got manual focus. You've got a live histogram. That's really cool, too. The live histogram is basically like video scopes. You're able to see the hot spots and stuff. You can do raw burst. It also has accompanying it. Now, you don't have to get these, okay? But if you get, where'd the store go? There it is. They also have cases with lenses, okay? So I have a case right here. This is not a Moment case, but I have a little case that goes on my phone, okay? The one from Moment goes over your thing and provides a mounting point for you to take the lenses that they have and attach them. So you got your regular phone case that you're going to be carrying around all the time, but when it's time to take a really cool picture, then you can put one of their lenses on. Now, what's the big deal about the lenses? The big deal is that you get more cinematic type thing. And listen, their lenses are not cheap. Their lenses are in the $150 range, kind of like a low-end camera lens that you would get for your DSLR is in that $150 range, okay? But it gives you the ability, believe it or not, y'all, to like do anamorphic. Like they've got an anamorphic lens that you can get that cinematic type of a shot using anamorphic lens, getting the lens flares that you need, like a director of photography would use. You can really kick up your game if you are doing that. Look, let's see. Under gear, let's see, is it? Dang, the whole thing locked up again.
Yeah, you locked up on my screen. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I cannot see you. It locked up, but I'm still over here. Let me finish up this segment right here. Let's see. So they've got wide-angle lenses, they've got telephoto lenses, they've got filters, they've got neutral density filters, they've got polarizers, they got all this sort of stuff. So you can really take your camera and turn it into a just a much more polished piece of photography or videography equipment. It's really cool. Okay, guys, this is where I'm gonna have to reboot this machine because.
Oh, hang on, it just came back on live. Hang on.
Okay, Justin is gone. And I'm booting the system back up. Bear with me here just a second, guys. We're gonna have to trim this all up. This is frustrating. I think I may have a memory stick in there that's starting to give me some grief. We'll be back in just a second, though. Thank y'all for your patience. If anybody has any questions, the stream's still going. I'm still talking, so now's a great time to ask the questions while I'm bringing this all back up. Hang on a second. Brian Ramsey in Facebook says that he says InShot is a good app for helping with cool video pictures, post to Facebooks, etc. There's a paid version, but free is good. Yes, you're right. It is. InShot is great. That's actually one that I was going to mention, kind of as a bonus as we got here to the end. So thanks. We're on the same page, brother. Let's see. All right. System is. I'm logging in right now, guys. I hate when this happens. This is frustrating me. I'm gonna have to like replace my memory, I think. This is frustrating. Get back in here. Hey, you there?
Yeah, now can you hear me?
Yes. Hang on a sec. There we go.
Okay, cool.
So we will we'll pick up with that. We'll unlist this and I'll actually edit it so they don't have to go through this garbage. Okay. Let's see here. And let me make sure.
Back on YouTube. Did we even go off of YouTube?
No, we didn't, because that machine over there is still going, but the image locked up on the screen that I was showing them.
Okay.
All right,
cool.
so I'm going to pick up right here with a 2-shot. There we go. Oh, wrong one. Sorry.
Did you turn music on?
I did.
Okay, cool. Just making sure that wasn't like running the whole time. That would have been funny.
All right. Let's see here. All right. I'm going to make you full screen. Thank you all again for your patience. I was telling them, I think I may have a memory stick that's giving me grief.
It doesn't remember.
Huh?
It's a memory stick because everything got stuck.
The stuck memory. All right, here we go. I'm back to you.
I can't tell I'm sick. I've been sick and I'm on a lot of medicine right now.
I know.
Trying not to slumber my words.
I know. My sweet boy's not feeling good.
I'm going to get over this garbage.
You will. You will. I'm praying for you.
Thank you.
Let me go back to our notes. Here we go, folks. We're going to pick it up. I just finished Moment, so you can pick it up with yours in 3, 2. Say something about Moment, and then go from there. Okay.
Yep. So what we're really talking about is really diving deep into indie mode. Am I understanding that right? Like this is one of the next steps you can go.
You know what? You can use these for indie mode, but you can use these actually for selfie mode, which is really cool. You know, like I said, I've replaced the built-in app with Moment, and that's my daily shooter. I take all my pictures using Moment.
Okay.
But when it comes time, and I'll video with Moment. Moment's great for video as well. I will, this doesn't matter, so I'm just going to use Moment and just like exposure, change exposure, do this, blah blah. Okay, now go, and it works good. Okay, but like if I'm gonna go shoot a stand up, or if I'm gonna do something where I'm in full indie mode, I've got this clamped into the rig, I've got the mic on it, I've got a light or something like that. Then I jump over to Filmic Pro so that I can have just a little bit more fine control. I really like Filmic. I love the ability to overcrank, is I guess you would call it. If you're however many frames per second, the phone has modes that it'll do. It's built in, to do 720, 120 frames a second, 1080, 30 or 60 frames a second, and 4K at 30 frames a second. And obviously 24 available to all those as well. But let's say it's not particularly, you can do 120 at 1080, but you can kind of override it, and and they tell you, hey, some of these may not work on your phone. Okay, that's fine. But you can always try that. And if you can, then you can like overcrank and undercrank. You can get really specific. Like I said, you can go down to 1 frame a second shooting video if you want. If you want to get some sort of a weird stuttery kind of thing going on, you shoot 6 frames a second at 4K. That's just cool stuff. A lot of flexibility, and definitely indie mode, kicking it up, right before you move into, like grabbing actual, mirrorless cameras and high-end video cameras and stuff.
Cool. All right. So my last one, I got to go off the wall. More
off the wall than a clicker?
Yeah, even more off the wall. This one's not boring,
okay,
but you're either going to love this or you're going to hate it.
Okay.
Okay. Look, here's the deal. Guys, I am incredibly concerned about your mentality when it comes to serving. A lot of times Dave will take over the tech stuff. He's really good at that stuff. I'll take over the higher level stuff because I'm really good at that stuff.
Wait. Are you saying I can't think at a high level?
Nope. Not on the same level I can, Dave. That's what I'm saying.
Gee whiz. Hang on, my bottom itches.
But what I don't have in tech, I will try to make up and I guess, for lack of a better word, empathy. And I'm incredibly concerned about you guys and what we call in ministry burnout, right? A lot of you guys are being taken advantage of. A lot of you guys don't have an outlet for when you have frustrations, when you have things that don't go right, and quite possibly sometimes you don't have someone in your corner. I'm going to tell an incredibly personal story. When I worked at a church, sometime in the last decade. We didn't have a pastor at the time, and I was on staff. And basically, I didn't have anyone that had my back, because I could make an in unpopular decision, or say we're going to go with this app instead of this one, or we're going to spend this here instead of here. And the pastor would have my back, because he would say, look, I know you don't like it, but this is the direction we're going. When we didn't have a pastor, when we were in the interim period, I made a decision, and I said, we have to do this because of whatever reason, budget, usage. It's only what works with our machines. And I was not attacked, but I was very much in a position where I was not liking what I was doing at the time. And I remember even leaving the church, like in tears, like driving home in tears, because I felt like no one had my back. I felt like I had no outlet. Like, I made this decision because I felt I had to in ministry, and I didn't have anyone to back me up on it. A lot of times you guys go through the same thing. You're trying to make decisions, you do something and it's not a popular one. People say, oh, I'm going beyond. Oh, it's too loud. But I'm going, why are you doing it this way? This other church does it this way. You should do it that way. And maybe even someone says, or my tithe money will go somewhere else. I hear that way too often. And you can feel like you just have no outlet, because if you talk to your pastor, well, maybe they're on the other side, or maybe you feel like this is a conflict of interest. Maybe you feel like you can't talk to someone because the issue is the person that you would normally talk to. Whatever it is, first of all, we're here for you. CTA is here for you. Church Media Hacks is here for you. Absolutely vent. Sometimes you got to vent. Sometimes you just got to get on the phone with someone. And that's actually the app that I'm recommending here. And like I said, you're either going to love it or you hate it. But I'm going to share my screen. I couldn't get it on my phone, but I'm going to show you the website here. It's called Happy. And you just search Happy app, and this is basically what it is. What it is basically an app that you can call out to people who are just there to listen and try to give you encouragement where you're at. This is not a Christian app. This is let's try to make everyone feel good and try to be the good people for the betterment of humanity. But you get the app, you get a free phone call, and then after that, it's like 40 cents a minute. So it's like a 5% cheaper than talking to a counselor without insurance. But basically, you call them up and you say, holy cow, I'm having a terrible day. I got yelled at for this. I can't talk to someone about this. This broke. This happened. I'm feeling this. And they're just literally there to listen to you. And if you're up for it, they'll give you some encouragement. I've used the app a couple times. And let me tell you, I felt better afterwards. One guy, let me come back to me here. One guy I talked to, how do I get back? Okay, there we go. Stop share. One guy I talked to was like, you got a lot of garbage going on. I said, yes. And he said, let's forget about the garbage and let's think about what you got good going on. And he made me sit there, not made me, but he was like, let's count your blessings, basically, and kind of helped me reset my mind into what I got going good for me. And no one was doing that for me at the time. And so this is an app that's been out for, 1 or 2 years now. And like I said, you're either going to like this or you hate it. But don't feel like you're alone. There are people, Christian or not, that are taking steps to try to be there for you. And I haven't felt judged. I haven't gotten any information that I was like, no, that's incredibly wrong. But basically, this just use the app once, get your free phone call, and just vent and let it out and be like, I'm not happy right now. I'm feeling frustrated. I can't do this. You make this proposal that's like, I just need $1,000. Just give me $1,000 and we can have a killer live stream setup. And they say, no, it's not that important. You get nothing. Like, that's frustrating. And you can't like exactly vent to your pastor because he's the one that told you no. Your wife might be tired of listening to you. Use the Happy app. Get some of it out there. And you might also be encouraged at the same time. So that's my app. It's really weird. It's really off the wall. But I've enjoyed using it a couple times. I expect I'll use it a couple more times. And it's like 40 cents a minute. You can have a 20-minute call and it's like less than what you would spend at a fast food restaurant.
No, that's cool. I like that that's out there. Like you said, I mean, the people that you would normally run to get some counseling on something like that is the one that you're having contention with. So it's like, do you go? Yeah. I mean, I kind of look at it like, you go to a bar and you talk to the bartender.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that.
Yeah, sure. And sometimes the bartenders are going to have just infinite amounts of wisdom. And then other times they're going to be like, well, just let a smile be your umbrella, But no, this is cool. I really like this. And
something to have, something to try just once if you just want someone to talk to that just doesn't.
They're dispassionate.
I guess the cool thing is it's like they're separate from.
Yep.
They're separate from the situation. So no matter what you say, and they'll give you a third person objective view and encouragement as well. So
yeah,
like I said, it's so weird, and you'll probably use it like once a year. But I have not deleted the app on my phone because I like that it's there.
We do this with each other. You do this with your close friends. You do this with people that you know. Am I crazy? Am I not seeing this right?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of put that out there. Am I being a jerk about this? Am I too close to it? And your friends cannot be completely dispassionate because they love you and they want you to know that no, you're not crazy. But someone, a therapist that people go to can be more objective, and they can say, no, you're falling down this path again and stuff, but you're paying $300 an hour for a therapist. Something like this, man. This is that happy medium. This is like walking up to a stranger on the street and going, can I pick your brain for 20 minutes?
Exactly.
That's
you can read on their website. They have training, so you're not just talking to some random person that also downloaded an app.
Right.
Like, you have to go through training, and you have to prove you're not a crazy person. And if you want, you can select certain criteria. Like, hey, I want to talk to a dude. You can give feedback. So like, if you talk to someone you like, you can try to talk to them again. So you're not just talking to some random stranger every time. Go look it up, because I won't do it justice. But I just want you to know that it's there.
Yeah.
Like, you have an outlet. Don't feel like you never have an outlet.
Do they have people with religious bents to them? Like, I want to talk to a Christian. I want to talk to a Catholic. I want to talk to a Hindu.
I haven't seen that yet. They have different whatever's categories, like relationship issues, health issues, parenting, work, career, family dynamics, interpersonal conflict, and a couple more. So they have different ones that categories that they can filter through that, but I haven't seen a religious one yet.
Gotcha.
And if there's one with these things for religion, like, you never know, there's some crazy nonprofit that does this. Let me know.
There may be. I mean,
there's no judgment. Like, you never get on. I haven't gotten on a call, and I don't expect to get on a call. I'm like, oh, well, the Quran says no. Like, I haven't heard that yet. Like, most of what they do is just listen to you.
Yeah, give you a place. By the way, we did some of that last night during our mastermind. We were talking about what happens when you join Church Training Academy. You get the group coaching, and we actually have in the past, and we did last night for a little while, have kind of event session. One of our members is frustrated. We were talking about Apple and how, they have, mediocre specs and really high prices on stuff. And he's like, I've been with them for all these years, and now I'm having to make these choices. Do I go away from them and do all this? And he was just frustrated because he's like, I always budget every year this much money to do this. And it's always been, that this is handled. And now they're screwing me over, And so it's important to just vent. And, we talked him down some, and we commiserated with him and some and stuff. So, it's always good to have a sounding board. Hey, I want to show you something.
Show everyone else. I got to take off.
You got to take off?
We took a little bit too much time on the first 4,
okay.
So I got to take off. You got to do the 5th one yourself.
Okay, I want to kill this connection. Goodbye, Justin. There he goes. He's gone. Okay. I will show you guys then. Let's see. Let me jump back over here. There we are. Okay. All right. So for our final one, it's kind of a 1-2. There's like a bonus. It's kind of like a two punch here. One of the things that we run into is that we shoot footage, we shoot videos, and we do all this kind of stuff. And we may be coming home and editing it, and then doing the official video of it, and then we'll have times when it's like, these little clips, these little things, I want to put them on Instagram, and or put them up to my Instagram stories, or do something like that. Throw them over to Twitter or what have you. And the question is like, how do you do that? Now, one of the things that I do for the broadcast network is I will edit an entire segment of our show with a guest, and then I will go in and I will find about a minute and a half, 2 minutes, whatever, some really great point that they made about something. If we interviewed an accountant and he gives 3 tips on how to get your own books set up, before you ever have to go to an accountant for all the deeper stuff. The 3 tips to get started right or something. And that's a minute and a half or 2.5 minutes or something of just pure gold. Then I'll clip that out, and send it to him, and we'll publish it on our network website and stuff. That's great when I'm doing it right there. Okay. Now there's also times when, like, whether it's like your pastor, there's the sermon, there's something that is, there was this great little piece of nugget of great information, and that would be great to share on Instagram. And you're out and about, or, you don't have time to open up the file, go and edit it and do all this kind of stuff. You need to do it like really, really quick. There is this service, okay, that's a free service. It's called Tube2Gram, and it's a way for you to take your YouTube video and clip it and get it sent over to Instagram. Now, I want to warn you, their website, okay, it's free, and it is not pretty. It's pretty for the first handful of rows, and then it gets really ugly with ads, okay? So ignore all that. Check it out, Tube2Gram. So go to tube2gram.com, and you're going to choose what it is that you want to do. So I want to post to Instagram, and then you paste in the URL for the YouTube video that you want to do. Hang on. Okay, so I've pasted it in there, and then you will hit the start download button, and then what it will do is, actually, hang on. Why did this mess up? Let me paste that in there. There it is. Okay. So it shows you your video, and it'll start playing. And then what you can do is you can go through and choose. It has a 1-minute marker in here. So you can go through and choose what minute that you want to do. Okay. So, let's say it was this one. I don't know. Let's start right there and see what happens. What's going on? Neil. So we've got our mastermind going on right now. I want to jump in over here, and I believe we're going to get into a little question that Neil has. So let's see what's going on. Neil, are you there, dude?
Hey there.
Hey.
So, yeah.
Okay, so let's say I want to take from 33 to 133, and that's the minute I want to use. Okay, so there's my in and my out point, and then I just scroll right down here, and I'm going to hit start download. And then when that happens, you have an option to either download the file or send it to your email. And I always say send it to your email because you can then just like take care of it really quick on your phone. There won't be any kind of issues. So you can put in your email address, send it to your email, and then when you get on your phone, you can download it, add it to your camera roll, or add it to your gallery, and then you can open up Instagram and post the video. Okay, so you can go back to old stuff. It could be a brand new video that you put up. Okay, it could be an older video that just had a great piece of information that you want to like start driving traffic back to. What have you? You can just go in there, paste in the URL, clip out that 1 minute. It basically takes just that and then sends the link to you to email. And it names it, some ridiculous string of numbers like that. It's completely irrelevant to you. But you just download it onto your phone and then can upload it to Instagram. Now, you want to kick it up a notch, then you want to download it and use something like InShot to do the uploading. InShot is a video editor for Android and for Mac, or excuse me, Android and iOS. It lets you cut stuff. It lets you do all the filtering that you want to do. It lets you add stickers and text and basically meme the video, and then you can upload to your stories or upload to Instagram's feed from there. It's cool. They got a free version that is loaded with features. It's really great. And then they got a pro version, which just opens up a whole bunch of other stuff. But that's a really easy way for you to take your YouTube video, get a clip from it, and then meme it, and then upload it to your stories or to your feed. It's really cool. It's a very quick process. It's a lot quicker than, especially if you're like out somewhere. If like I went and got my hair, I got my hair cut. What do y'all think? Y'all like it? I was getting my hair cut, and I was like, okay, let me try it from here. So I launched up Chrome, and I went to Tube2Gram, and I choose the thing, and then I downloaded the file or had it emailed and downloaded it, and then brought it into InShot, Great. I'm doing it right there. I don't have to come back here and cut the file and do all this. So it's cool. It really is. It's gonna make things a lot faster for you. Anyway, I hope that this has been helpful for you guys. I hope that the apps that we've been using have opened your eyes to some possibilities out there for you. Part of our goal is to take you from where you are and move you up to the next level. And if we can move you up just a little bit, great. If we can move you up a whole lot, that's even better. If we can take you from a 1 and take you up to a 10, and then crank it to 11. That's our goal. That's what we want to do for you guys. That's what this channel is about. That's what our Facebook page is about. That's what Church Training Academy is about. So again, if you want to get an insider, if you want to kick it up to the next level, then definitely go to churchtrainingacademy.com/join and become a CTA insider. If you want to learn how to do a whole bunch of other great stuff and get great value without having to join, then just watch the next video that we have here on our YouTube channel. Anyway, all the stuff that you are learning, all the stuff that we've shown you today, please use it to go and change lives. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you in the next video. Boom, that's a show. Okay. So, what's going on, folks? Let me see. Let me check the chat. Hello, Sharon Inman. Let's up. Christopher says Apple has kept me in the iPhone and iPad world, but they keep losing me in the Mac area. Yep, I know what you mean. I know what you mean, my friend. Let's see, on YouTube, Joey7. Hey, buddy. Glad you're with us. I'm having to read over here. I guess now that Justin's gone, I can actually use the second screen. Let me just look at my stuff right here, so it doesn't look like I'm looking so far away from the camera. Let's see. Joey7 over on YouTube says, but you know you're in trouble when the bartender cries. Yeah. When the bartender pours himself a drink. That's awesome. Full of Faith looking for good live stream program. Full of Faith over on YouTube by live stream program. I mean, that's kind of, what do you mean? Do you mean like a live stream platform, someplace that will receive your live stream and then let it go out to the world, or the software, the broadcast software to take all the cameras and do all that, the lyrics and everything else that you're doing and stuff, and then produce a stream that you then send up to like YouTube or Facebook or something like that? If you're looking for that, it really depends on where your budget is. If you have no budget and want to prove the concept, I have a camcorder and I've got a laptop and I want to prove the concept to our pastor so that he can then get us some budget to do it. I would start with OBS, Open Broadcast Software is what it's called. It is not elegant in any way. It is extremely free and it is extremely powerful. We've actually got some training on that over on our YouTube channel. Right here, I guess, since I'm talking to you on YouTube. I will put a link in the chat here for you that kind of show you how to like build up a scene or two and kind of get going with it. You'll need to get a if you want to use your webcam, like just to get started with that, you can, but you got to remember that your webcam has a wide field of view, and if it's in the back of the auditorium, everybody is going to be like super tiny. Way far away, so it's not going to be a good viewing experience, but it makes a really good wide angle shot to use as like a second camera. So if you have like a camcorder, then you can get like the what is it, the cam, I can't remember, hang on, let's see, Elgato Cam Link. It's Cam Link from Elgato. It's a USB stick. It looks kind of like this. Plugs in to your thing, and then you plug an HDMI cable into it. Plugs into USB 3, and you plug in an HDMI cable, and then basically that camcorder comes in and acts kind of like a webcam. So that would be a really high quality image that you're getting, much more so than you would with your webcam. So OBS is a great place to start. If you've got some budget and want to start buying stuff, then you can move up to like vMix or something. The best thing that you can do right now would be to go to go to easylivestreaming.com and download our free live streaming for churches, the Easy Way guide, and it kind of opens your eyes to the things that I've been talking about here. And it's a great place to start. It also opens up a line of communication between you and I that's through email and stuff. So easylivestreaming.com. It's a great resource for you. You can also go to churchtrainingacademy.com and click on gear and get our gear guide. It's the live streaming for churches has some of the gear in it. The gear guide has more, and I'm actually working on a new gear guide that kicks everything up to a whole lot more, because a lot's happened. A lot of new stuff and new developments have happened in the last year or so since I released that gear guide. But anyway, just go grab those. They're there for you. Joey says, if using OBS and capture video with Windows, can we edit on Mac with OBS? Yeah. That's not a problem. You record, obviously. So the theory is that if you're live streaming something, you should be recording it. Why? So that you have your master, so you can turn around and podcast the audio, or do whatever you want with it. You've got a master that you can turn around and make DVDs, or upload to Vimeo, or upload to your YouTube channel, or whatever. You've got that master. So yeah, it's just a matter of what are you recording it as an MP4? Are you recording it as an MOV file or an AVI? Yeah, I mean those work across platforms. You can edit them in Linux if you want. So yes, absolutely, Joey, absolutely. Let's see what's going on over on Facebook. Anybody else have anything to say? No? Then that's okay. That sounds great. You bet, Joey. If you guys need anything, be sure to hit us over in the Church Media Hacks group. We got a private group on Facebook, so go to churchmediahacks.com and put in that I'd like to join, and answer a question or two to tell us who you are, and then we'll let you in. Love to communicate, visit, and get to know everybody over there. So go to churchmediahacks.com. Guys, thank y'all for watching. Thanks for joining us. And I'm going to get this edited. I'm sorry again about the glitch that happened in the middle. It's never fun when that happens. And I'm going to look at doing some memory tests on here. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic week. Have a fantastic weekend. If you're a dad, hey, happy Father's Day. From one dad to another, happy Father's Day. Be sure, everybody, to reach out to your dad. Tell him that you love him. If you have a broken relationship, why not try to get it fixed this weekend? It would be a fantastic Father's Day gift. You guys take care. Take everything that you've learned and use it to go change lives.